Kia ora, and welcome to this series on aligning head and heart. I've been exploring this theme for probably my whole life, but consciously as a teacher for about the last 11 years. And I realized that as I've progressed through the years, offering it in a variety of ways, I realized that it's such a powerful idea to begin with, that this idea of aligning, so that's this finding balance, finding harmony between the head, the thinking mind, and the heart, pure awareness. And to be able to live head and heart aligned, that's my seeking of this lifetime. And I would introduce you to the idea right at the beginning, like it's a balancing act. And yet to do anything well, we need to know the ABC of it. So this series is introducing the ABC. It's a bit like learning how to drive. You learn the parts, you learn what the steering wheel does, you learn what the accelerator does, you learn how to, manage appropriately according to the weather conditions and the road conditions. And same thing with learning to drive the head, taking hold of the steering wheel of the mind and being awake and aware of the whole environment of the driving journey, which is more the awareness of the heart. So there's a lot of subtlety in these teachings, and I usually say to people, just let them wash over you a little bit. Don't try and to understand this completely with the head alone, because it's more of an awareness teaching. And as you learn the subtle points of the heart's awareness, then you'll be able to kind of wake up that presence in yourself and be more aware of when you're attuning through the heart and when you're needing to work with more the management, the thinking mind. So welcome to this series. This is about the 500th time I've filmed it. So as you go through the course, you'll see there's older versions and there's this now time. So the now time that I'm in, it's May 2020. I'm in lockdown here at home, like a lot of people in the world over, where we've been asked to go on retreat. So we're literally in a time of reset, and it's a collective reset. So one of the things about the heart is that it's our place of attuning to the great oneness. So at the heart of us all, we all want to be loved and to love, and we all recognize those qualities of love, qualities such as kindness and goodness and generosity and gratitude and compassion and empathy. In the heart we feel at one with others, we feel for others. It's the part of us that attunes to others and recognizes others. So the heart is the place that we connect to ourself, our deeper knowing, and we connect to the truth of others. So it's a lot to learn about that as we go through. So we're starting today, or in this first session, with the ideas of Chinese medicine. So in Chinese medicine, the heart and the functions of the heart, the physical heart, and the functions of the spirit of the heart, they've never been separated. So in this medicine, as in most holistic traditions, we don't separate mind and body. They're just part of one energy. So when we look at the character and the nature of the physical function, we'll also get some information about the character and the nature of the spiritual functions, the mental functions. So what does the heart do? So let's start with the idea that it's a pump. So each of us has our fist-sized heart sitting in the center of our chest, and around the heart is the lungs. And I always think that the lungs are a bit like the bellows, so they sort of pump away and they wrap around the heart. They give oxygen to the heart pumps the blood that's full of oxygen, and that sends the energy of life all around the body. So it sends the blood and the air, which we in Chinese medicine we call qi. So the blood and the qi, the blood and the vital force of life, gets pumped around the body by the heart. So that's its physical function. So it propels the blood. And in Chinese medicine, we recognize that within the blood is the awareness. So the awareness of who we are and the awareness of life itself is infused in the blood. And in actual fact, we talk about the blood as being the root for the mind. So when we talk about it, awareness, we talk about two aspects. So we talk about this notion of divine awareness. So divine awareness is the part of us that's close to God. You know, it's this part of us that's pure, that's whole, that's complete, that's unconditional loving energy. And that awareness of our great self, our highest self, our divine nature, it's there living in our heart and it's circulating in our blood. So when the heart's in balance, our awareness is in balance. We're aware of our environment outside us, what's going on in the outer world. We're aware of the environment within us, how we feel, what we're thinking about, what's important to us. So this awareness has, this divine nature, and it has an everyday awareness. So the everyday awareness we're going to call in this series is the head. And so the head is the part of us that, makes practical decisions, that thinks about the day, that knows how to organize our time, that knows how to make a list and tick the list off and prioritize. So the head is the management system of our awareness. It deals with the everyday functions of life, whereas the heart awareness is more like a divine awareness. So it's more like the view from on high. So if we could rise above all our worldly concerns, everyday concerns, and just look at life from on high, we'd have a sense of how everything is just as it needs to be. Everything's meant to be, and timing is what it is, and whoever's there in our lives, the right people to be there. That's divine awareness. So divine awareness is tuned into the universe itself and is recognizing that all parts of the universe are connected and in relationship. And it knows how to sort of work with those connections and those relationships. So that's our divine nature. And then the everyday nature is more like our rational thinking, reasoning mind. So in Chinese medicine, we talk about the heart as the ruler of the mind, the ruler of memories, the ruler of sleep. So when we withdraw our awareness, when we withdraw our thinking about what's happening in the outer world, we go to sleep. So we go inside ourselves. So every time we go inside ourselves, we're going back into the awareness that's there in the background. So when we wake up in the morning, we know we've had a good sleep. It's not the thinking mind that knows that. It's the awareness, the background awareness. So the heart rules the mind. Another word is awareness, and it has these two aspects. So there's the divine nature of the mind that can see everything all at once, that's attuned to the big picture. And then the everyday thinking mind, which is more like a spotlight. It zeroes in on the detail. It can do analysis, it can do reason, it can do logic, it can do planning, it can do timelines. It's all about numbers. It's all about organization. So it's like the everyday manager. Whereas divine awareness is more like the queen of our being. So the queen of our being is expansive. She's got a large life. She's got a large sense of presence and energy. She's the sovereign ruler of our life. And yet many of us don't have much sense of rapport with the queen of our being. We don't have much sense of how to listen to her. But she's literally living inside us. the sovereign ruler of our life, the part of us that knows what's important, that knows how to engage with a life of purpose and meaning. That's the queen of our being, and she lives inside us. So as we progress through this course, we'll explore how to access her, we'll explore how to befriend her, we'll explore how to tune into her, because we are the ruler of our lives. The supreme ruler of our lives lives inside us as pure awareness, pure consciousness. In yoga we call this the self with a capital S. And in Chinese medicine we talk about how the heart opens to the tongue. So being able to express our truth, being able to communicate about the deepest, dearest things to us is related to the heart. So as we get to know our own hearts, we get to be able to connect with our deepest self-expression and bring the depths of who we are out into relationship with others. Because speech and language and the ability to communicate and connect through what's most important to us happens through the heart. So as we go along through this course, you'll get language for the heart, you'll get language for the head, you'll get to know their relationship. And in time, hopefully we can learn how to encourage the head to serve the heart, because the heart awareness, this divine awareness, it knows everything we need to know. And yet, if we're used to thinking a lot and working stuff out rationally and reasonably and logically, then we can be bypassing that bigger knowing. So in aligning head and heart, we look at understanding those different parts of ourselves and getting to know them, and really learning to listen to that depth of our being, which is the heart.